Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another week in the life of running our dealership, NG Supercars.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and we are at my dealership on a Saturday, and the reason is because we just got in a 1966 Charger. Not exactly our typical car, but one of our repeat customers is sending this to, sent it to us, and we're going to send it to consignment at Mecum. So he's consigning with us, we're taking and sending it to Mecum, we're taking care of all that for him. So let me just show you this car first before we really get this video started, because what's that? Oh yeah, this thing is bad ass. It's a resto mod, so it's got a modern engine, still looks the part every bit as awesome. We got the bucket seats, look at that. Oh yeah, jeez, look at the size of the rear in this thing, it's huge. By the way, this car is just absolutely enormous. You got your speedo, you got your tack, you got the pistol grip shifter, American powertrain. Yeah, this thing is just cool as hell. I was gonna park it right there in the shop, and then I realized it's too big. It will not fit. Oh, what's that? Oh yeah. Yeah, the damn thing's too big, so I'm gonna have to put it over here for now, and then we'll move it over there later. So we'll get it cleaned up and take some pictures and show you guys more of that car later. So I decided that I'm gonna start doing videos from Monday to Thursday, and that'll be released on every Saturday. But obviously if there's something going on the weekend, I'll film it as it happens on the weekend, like this. Getting a cool car on the weekend. All right, I'll show you guys that. I just wanted to swing by the shop real quick, get this taken care of, and go back home and actually try and enjoy the weekend. So we'll see you guys on Monday, and we'll talk about the status of the shop and everything. We'll show you more of that Charger. So stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on Monday.
Eventually.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Monday, so let me give you the status of the shop. I know I didn't really tell you much on Saturday, not Sunday, Saturday. Sunday I actually got the chill. So we got the Charger in, it's a 1966. We'll show you more about that in a little bit. At this moment, we still gotta finish up this 360. It's getting some service work done. I've still gotta finish up my GT40. I've got the left side to do still, so I got the right side all done, just got to finish up the left side. This car is going to need a timing belt service, so as soon as that car is done, we're going to get this one up on the rack and start work on that one. GT500 needs absolutely nothing. And then over here we have the Porsche Cayenne Turbo, which is a consignment car, and we just got in the TTS, which this thing has never seen rain. It's super clean. Really an interesting car. I actually want to give it a little test drive. My brother had a TT way back in the day, but I don't think it was as special as the TTS. So we'll have to give that a shot. And over there, that is a car that we already sold. It should be going out the door very soon. And Scott's old 360 that we bought back, and we're gonna fix after the flood damage. We have another car coming in today. We have actually a Corvette Z06 that should be here anytime now. It's supposed to be in at 9 a.m. It's past 9 a.m. You know how it is. And then we have the two 360s that we bought, which are on their way in probably late this week. Not sure when. But let me show you the status of the shop itself. So, you know, we obviously still have flood repairs going on, and that's why the shop looks like complete hell. It's a disaster in here. Everything's coated in dust because construction is underway. So check this out. We have new drywall going in. We've got tile. Look at this. This is actually tile. We decided to put down tile instead of like the glue down stuff that we did before, because all of that got ruined last time. So this time, if there's more water, at least we won't have to replace the floors. The plan is to not have to ever have that happen again. But anyway, they're finishing up all the drywall. They still got texture and paint and do all that stuff. Working on the bathroom. We got checkerboard tile in here. Got drywall going in. Still need to buy a new bath. Working on that. There's a little closet area in the kitchen. It's making a lot of progress too. Oh yeah, tiles in, grout's not in, drywall is up. You can see it's looking a lot nicer. We actually have tile going all the way into here. Before, this room was just kind of like, I don't know, bullshit, a disaster. Now it's like actually kind of functional. We can put some storage in there. I don't know, it'd be helpful. Sucky thing is it's just going to be a disaster for another week or so. I don't know how long it's going to take them, but whatever it's going to take. It's just, everything's going to be coated in dirt and whatever. That's just how it is. It's construction, which means all the cars are coated in shit. So If anyone wants to look at them, we'll have to wash them. All right, YouTube, we just got in our latest acquisition. Oh yeah, we got us a Z06, baby. 333 miles on it. It's literally brand new. And she's the Ferrari spec, so that's awesome. Got the red with the tan. Oh yeah, look at this beauty. Woo! Finally, we got us a Z06. So it still hasn't even been broken in. I think it's 500 miles you have to do in order for it to release it to like the full RPMs. So it's limited to only like 6,500 RPMs. So we're gonna have to get it past the break-in miles. So Josh and I will have to drive this thing, oh no, to 500 miles so that we can actually play with it, because I want to be able to hear that thing scream. It goes to like 8,500, I think, close to 9,000. Got the axle lift, 3LZ, bunch of other options. Got carbon fiber steering wheel, deviated stitching. Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, if any of you are interested in this car, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. All right, YouTube. One of the things we got to do frequently around here is test drive a car. So this car is already sold, it's going out. We're just gonna drive it one last time before it gets picked up to make sure everything's happy. Plus I wanna put some gas in it, so let's take a 430 out for a spin. Nice.
A few moments later.
Well, this is why we wanted to test drive them, because I wanna adjust the cables just a tiny bit. They're not bad, they're just not perfect. So we'll give it a tiny adjustment. Of course, now it's hot as shit, so we gotta let it cool down. Still working on the other car. Actually, today's been kind of busy and I haven't had a lot of time to film anything, so I'm gonna apologize. Oh, IP exhaust came in for our 458 that we already sold. So we need to let this guy know, hey, it's here. We're gonna work on it later this week. We should hopefully have that car done sometime this week if everything goes right. Nice. All right, YouTube, it's late in the day. It's well after 6. Trying to finish up some stuff. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. We got the black car gone. It got picked up. Good, because we have cars incoming, so we're gonna need the space. Progress was made on the remodel or rebuild. I don't know what you call that. It's not really a remodel, huh? I guess they're gonna call it rebuild. Anyway, progress is being made. So they did the texture on the walls today, so I think that means they can start painting pretty soon, hopefully. I guess that's it for today. Frustrating day. I didn't really get nearly as far as I wanted to get done. I hate that. Just so much stuff going on. It's one of the challenges of running this dealership with only the limited resources we have, meaning me, Josh, and Rachel and Alan helping us out. And it's just like, we probably need more people. It's impossible to get our heads above water. Anyway, I'm gonna go home, eat some dinner, and go to bed. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow.
Well, good morning, YouTube. So still gotta finish that stupid 360. That thing's got some strange issues I've never seen before. So I'm gonna take a look at it this morning and try and get it done, because it needs to just go away. We need to get some cars pictured and stuff, but Josh is going to be working on, I believe he's working on the website for NG Supercars. So we've been trying to redo that website for 6 months and it just hasn't gotten anywhere. But just joy of joys, stupid little things like that AC for some reason is not talking anymore. So like I have a program to like turn on all the ACs or turn off all the ACs, and now it's not listening. Just dumb stuff. There's always some little random crap going on at the shop that needs attention. It's like it never ends. We do have the car, and the 360 that was in New York got picked up this morning. The 430 that I went to the consultation in St. Louis last week got picked up yesterday, so it's on its way. And then the other 360 I looked at, I think got picked up as well. So they're all kind of on their way. So we have 3 Ferraris on their way, 2 of them for sale, 1 of them not. So 430 is not for sale, the 2 360s are for sale. So we're gonna clean those up, get those all set up for you, hopefully within a few days. It's gonna be busy. And of course they're still working on the shop itself. Everything's coated in a layer of dust and it's just meh. It's just, everything's frustrating right now. So I'm gonna sit down, do the computer stuff, and then try and get that damn thing running. All right, YouTube, so we swapped the gray car with the yellow car because we're gonna start working on the major service on this car since we wanna sell this car at some point. And the other thing is we're gonna test a theory. We think one One of the reasons this thing might be running poor is because the O2 sensors might not be reading correctly. So we're going to try swapping the front O2 sensors with this car's O2 sensors. And if that's the case, then we'll get some new O2 sensors for that car. The place just looks like a bomb went off because of all the construction. So the good news is lots of progress is being made. So we have drying stuff in here, but look at that. Starting to get the shower laid out, got rid of all the shiplap, and tiles in. We're gonna have to, we couldn't find a new shower that fit this, so they're actually putting tile in, so it'll be like a real shower, which is kind of cool. It's like humid and gross in here. This room, they're gonna texture tomorrow, but looking good, pretty good so far. So all the drywall work is done in here. We still have all the trim and stuff, but here's what's actually kind of really exciting is they were able to partially get some of the kitchen done. So check this out. Ta-da! Holy crap! One of the halves of the kitchen is back in place. Amazing. So still got all this to do. All the textures on, and then they'll paint probably Friday is what they said. So if everything goes really well, we might actually have this done this week, which would be an absolute joy because this place is, everything's coated in a layer of shit. Like everything's just dusty and nasty, and it's kind of like irritating and gross. So just unpleasant, not ideal working conditions right now. So Josh is bringing over a 458 that we already sold because the exhaust right there, IPE exhaust, we're gonna install that later this week. Hopefully get that car quick and done. We'll do the 360 timing belt service extravaganza. All right, YouTube, it's after 5 o'clock and I just totally didn't film anything today. We were just kind of wrenching away and working on stuff. So we're trying to get the timing belt service on this car, and of course still working on the gray car, and now the black 458 is here, so we'll be working on the exhaust on that car. They did a lot of work on the shop, so progress is being made. Oh, and interesting side note, those of you that have been watching for a while know that after the flood, I was trying to get a loan through the SBA. They do the disaster loans, and we got one of the loans approved finally. So we actually have two loans that we're trying to get. One for, because we have different companies, we're doing one for the property and one for all the cars. So it's kind of two different entities, right? So we have to do two different loans. So that being said, hopefully they'll get that funded and that'll help us out and at least help us kind of recover some of these losses for rebuilding the shop and doing all this other stuff. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
The next day.
Well, good morning, YouTube. It's Wednesday, and everything's coated in a layer of dust. It's also auction day, so I don't know. I haven't even looked at the auctions. I have no idea if there's any cars that we're gonna buy or even bid on, so I'm gonna sit down and look at the auctions, see if there's anything worthy. I know we've got one of the cars supposed to be delivered in the next hour or two, so it's actually the F430 that I looked at in St. Louis that's already bought by one of our clients. So that was a consultation deal and it's being shipped here. Should be here soon. Also gonna try and work on this thing a little bit more today, although admittedly I'm starting to hit my wit's end. I'm not exactly sure what the hell is going on here. This thing's doing some really strange stuff. No idea. May have to call in some backup on this one. But also, if I have time, I was thinking about, I kind of want to get my GT40 going because there's an event this weekend that I would like to use it on. I only have today and tomorrow to do that because Friday I have some stuff in the morning I have to do, an appointment, and then in the afternoon I need to edit videos. So running out of time. It's crazy lately. It's just, let me tell you, having remodels and stuff going on just guts me. It just, everything's disorganized, chaos, dirty. It's just so frustrating. But let's look at the auctions and see if there's anything worthy, and then I'll join you in a little bit. Ferrari 360 arrived. I thought it was the it was supposed to be the 430, but I guess that's on its way. It should be here any minute. Oh well, at least we get them unloaded both at the same time. That's kind of nice. So this one is ours. We bought this one. This was the one I bought in Ohio. So this one's already here. It's funny, that one I looked at a week after the one in New York, and it's already here. So that shows you how much harder it is to ship a car from New York than it is to ship a car from Ohio. Interesting, huh? Also, it's way cheaper to ship from Ohio than it was from New York. Just saying. All right, YouTube, so going through Mannheim, there's not really that many cars of interest today, but We just got in the 360 that I went and looked at last week. So this was the one I looked at in Ohio, and it's already here, which is pretty quick. That's only a few days, which is awesome. The other car they looked at in Missouri is also supposed to be here any minute. In fact, I didn't know that this was going to be here this early. They said it was going to be here today. They didn't say what time. The 4:30, they sent us an email about 2 hours ago saying it was going to be here in less than 2 hours. So it should be here any minute. But anyway, let me walk around and show you this car real quick because it's super clean, really, really nice condition, and it's up to date on everything. So it needs nothing, which is fantastic for us. So we could just resell it, or better yet, convert it. This is a perfect conversion candidate. Which, by the way, if you wanted to buy this from us and have us convert it, we can work that into the deal. So just send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. I don't know if this will be on the website by the time you guys see the video. We are running behind and getting cars up on the website. Josh is working on our new website, and honestly, with everything going on, it's impossible to keep the cars clean. So we're just waiting until next week to clean everything and take pictures. So forgive us, cars won't be on the website, but this is available as of right now. 32,000 miles, Cuyo interior, which is less common. It's the dark kind of baseball mitt color, which I absolutely love. Beautiful, beautiful interior. Everything's in really good shape. Very, very, very slight pulling on the dash. It's pretty insignificant. You can see there's a tiny, tiny little bubble. Door cards look great. Center console looks great. Everything else looks good. Exterior in excellent shape. Full PPF on the front. So all the way up to here, I believe, not on the A-pillars. A little bit of paint peeling right there, not a big deal. Pretty common on these cars. Black wheels, which is pretty uncommon on the 360. Got the Challenge grille, seat bolster. A little bit of wear here. We might have our guy come out and fix that. Yeah, just a little. So I think he could make that look almost perfect. So I'll probably have him come out here, I don't know, next week. We have service records, and here you go. Yes, it's pretty darn clean in here. The intake looks great. No flaking really that I can see, just some dirt. It does have the not as cool muffler, so my opinion, if you're gonna buy this car, get rid of that. You want the sport exhaust at a minimum, but preferably something better like a Capristo or Tubi or anything else, S-Line, Klein, whatever, something to make this car sing. I drove this car when I tested out and looked at it, so it's in excellent shape. Really, really good car. Check this out. It has a super rare option for the 360 that you almost never see. Look at that. We have a spare tire. Very, very unusual option on the 360. Spare tire, toolkit, jack, and all that stuff all in place. So it's got everything. Really, really nice car. Yeah, this is not gonna last long. This is a spec that I absolutely adore. I love the black wheels on this car. It looks much more modern. Very, very cool. Well, YouTube, my stupid microphone died while I was filming this. But anyway, I was trying to show you the timing belt service that we did on the yellow 360. So you can see new tensioners, new pulleys, new belts, and it's nice and clean, and everything is working nicely.
The next day.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Thursday. It's the last day in this week in the life of running our dealership, NG Supercars, and I just drove this back to the shop. I took it home last night. Let me tell you, it still doesn't have 500 miles, so you still don't have the full RPM range. It's limited to like 6,500, but okay, that is the most Ferrari GM I've ever been in. And this is the best sounding GM product ever made from the factory. Wow. I'm really, really impressed with this car. Handling is awesome. It is a GM 458 with some differences. Like the steering's a little bit heavier. It's not quite as precise, but it's just as good. The balance felt excellent. Everything about it feels very 458, and if you know me, you know that I think the 458 is the best Ferrari ever made. So that means this is definitely the best GM product ever made by a long shot. Wonderful car. Of course, I haven't tried a ZR1. We'll see. Where are we at with the shop? So this car, the 458, we are working on the exhaust. So we sprayed a bunch of stuff to make the bolts easier to get out last night and let them sit overnight. So we're waiting on that. We can get that done today, hopefully. Got some progress on that 360 finally. We're gonna hopefully finish it up today. We'll get a lot of the yellow 360 done today. There's a few things we don't have. So we have some parts that we had to order. No big deal, they'll be here next week or so. But until then, this car can't get finished. But we did spark plugs, timing belts, tensioners, bearings, oil, all that stuff. So it's gonna be ready to rock and roll. Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome car. And then I might actually try and work on my GT40 and get that done today. That would be awesome. I'd love to have that back on the road. I'm thinking about doing a review of this thing just because it's huge and massive and awesome. So I kind of feel like that thing should be driven. Why not, right? So I don't know, I might do some reviews today. I don't want to review that Z06 until we've got the 500 miles because there's no point in reviewing it when you're not able to use the full RPM. I do want to review the Audi TT-S, but it's kind of jam-packed in the corner and laziness might prevail and I don't want to actually remove it from the corner right now. We're kind of holding off on doing a lot of stuff as far as like cleaning the cars and getting them pictured and stuff because right now everything looks like crap. So we didn't want a bunch of pictures with like shit everywhere. So if you go on the website right now, I think it's only got the Porsche Cayenne and what other car was it? One of the other cars, and that's it. That's on the website right now. Oh, you know what? It's the GT500. That's the only other car that's on the website right now. So a lot of people ask, why haven't you guys put that on the website yet? And well, we only have 2 people really doing a lot of the work. So Alan helps us out with a lot of the wrenching, but he doesn't do the, putting stuff on the website. He does help us out with detailing the car. So that is a huge important part of that process. But you got to consider every time we get in a car, we need to wash it, detail it, get it pictured, come up with an ad, all that stuff. It takes better part of a half a day per car. And right now we have like 4 or 5 cars. So we need to spend like basically a half a week right now just getting cars listed on the website. So it's a lot of work. And unfortunately, again, the state of the shop makes it even more challenging and slow and painful. And I don't think it's worth it. So we're just kind of waiting until the shop's done. Once it's done, which should be next week, then we're going to get everything listed back on the website, get everything cleaned up in the shop, and have the shop be basically operational again. So that is a huge part of next week to clean up a lot of stuff. Not looking forward to it. At the same time, Josh has been working on our new NG Supercars website, which isn't quite done yet, but he got a lot of progress this week. So we've been working on that thing for months and months and months. Hopefully we can get it done soon because I know a lot of you complained about our website sucks, and you're right, it does suck. Not Normal Guy Supercar. So normalguysupercar.com actually is a pretty cool website. You can buy your parts and services there. Of course, if you're interested in any of these things, send us an email, sales at normalguysupercar.com for parts and services, and sales at ngsupercars.com for stuff about the cars. I'm gonna sit down, do some stuff on the computer, and then maybe review some cars. All right, YouTube, got the GT40 drive shaft back in, the axles back in, and rebuilt and all greased up and everything. Actually, you can see them from up here. It's pretty cool. So there they are, all nice and new grease. Everything's been cleaned up and looking really pretty back here. So the next thing I want to do is bleed the brakes and the clutch since it's been about a year. So I like to do that about once a year on the cars that you want to play with because, brakes are good. So we'll do that. You have to pop the front of the clamshell forward. I don't have to tilt it all the way, but at least get part of the way so we can get access to the 2 reservoirs right here. One is for the clutch, one is for the brake. Theoretically, I'm done with maintenance and then I'll put back on the wheels and we'll have to go test drive this thing. I've been dying to have this thing, have some fun. I've been nervous to drive it since I could hear the wheel bearings. I didn't want to be playing hard and have it like destroy something, so haven't really had a chance to drive it hard since the Dragon, so it's been a long while since it's last been driven in anger. All right, YouTube, that's gonna do it for this week in the life of running our dealership. So got the brakes bled, got the CVs on, got this car almost all set. I can't find my safety wire and the twister for it. They may have just disappeared in the flood, so I probably have to order new ones. I don't know, I gotta look in some totes and stuff, so I guess I'll do that tomorrow. I'll finish up tomorrow, but it's like so close to being able to drive it again. I'm so excited. I can't wait to drive it again. But that's it for now. So if you do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out normalguysupercar.com. That is our parts and services website. Use the code NGS10. It hooks you up with 10% off almost everything we sell. And of course, you can go visit our dealership website, NG Supercars, which is under a remodel. Hopefully it'll be done in the next few weeks. We really, really want to get it done so you guys can have a nice website to see the cars. And also, we're going to start showing you cars that are incoming because a lot of you keep saying, where's this car? Blah, blah, blah. And like we show them, like the order of operations is when a car comes in, we usually do a short on it. And believe it or not, we've sold a lot of cars using YouTube Shorts. Sorry, like a lot of you like, oh, I didn't even see it hit the website. Well, we did a short and then like the next day someone bought it. It happens a lot, which is actually really cool. And it's a great way to show the cars. And then usually when people are like, hey, I saw it in the short, is it available? Yes. Send me a bunch of pictures and we'll just walk around and snap some quick pictures with the cell phone versus trying to stage the car and, you know, take 100 pictures and have it detailed and whatever. But have some patience with us, please. It's just Josh and I trying to do a lot of stuff. We're taxed right now. It's hard. There's just simply not enough time in the day. So we're doing our best. But that's it for this week. We will see you guys next week. Please join us. And don't forget, join us in the live 8 p.m. Central tonight, every Thursday. So we'll see you guys then. It's going to be sweet.